George Harrison, often referred to as the silent Beatle, frequently found himself in the background, overshadowed by his more prominent bandmates, Paul McCartney and John Lennon. Throughout the 1960s, the duo of Paul and John largely defined the Beatles' sound and public image, as they were responsible for writing the majority of the band's songs. In 1972, Wilfred Mellers described their creative dynamic by saying that opposite poles generate electricity, capturing the tension and chemistry between Lennon and McCartney. Paul's graceful style acted as a counterbalance to John's rebellious nature, while John's intense iconoclasm tempered Paul's idealistic charm. Though George was undoubtedly a skilled songwriter in his own right, he often felt sidelined when it came to contributing to the band's catalog. Paul and John took center stage in the songwriting process, leaving George with fewer opportunities to showcase his compositions. He was allotted a few tracks per album, like on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and the White Album, but his growing frustration with his diminished role led him to scale back his songwriting contributions altogether. One notable exception came with the track While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which George was particularly passionate about. He first began composing the song while the band was in India, but the lyrics only came together after his return to England. George once explained that his approach to the song was deeply influenced by Eastern philosophy, particularly the belief that everything happens for a reason. This idea was integral to the inspiration behind the song, which George claimed was sparked by opening a book at random and seeing the phrase "gently weeps." In May 1968, George invited the band to his Surrey home to record a demo of the song. A couple of months later, he recorded an acoustic guitar version at Abbey Road. Despite his efforts to make the song a standout, he noticed that John and Paul seemed less than enthusiastic about it. In an attempt to ensure the song received the attention it deserved, George enlisted his friend Eric Clapton, a guitarist from the band Cream, to play on the track. George later revealed that there were moments when it was challenging to get the band to take the song seriously. He felt disheartened by their lack of enthusiasm, believing that they weren't fully committed to making the song as good as it could be. He even recalled feeling disappointed on his drive home one night, sensing that his song wasn't getting the attention it deserved. The next day, George approached Eric Clapton and invited him to contribute to the song, despite knowing that such a move might be unusual. He reassured Eric that the other band members would likely accept his presence. Once Clapton joined, the atmosphere in the studio shifted, with everyone playing more attentively, especially when Paul contributed a beautiful piano introduction. The final version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps was recorded on September 5th and 6th, 1968, and was included on the White Album, released later that year. The track was widely praised by critics and remains one of George's most beloved works. In an assessment by The Guardian, it was noted that Harrison's songwriting was both a reflection of his personal truth and a call for others to explore their own. As an artist, George's voice was often more introspective, with his songs taking on a broader, more universal tone. His use of "you" in the lyrics was said to make his songs feel less personal, but no less powerful. While My Guitar Gently Weeps was compared to the work of Phil Ochs, noted for its ability to turn emotional love into something deeply serious and meaningful. In a retrospective piece for The Observer in 2004, Pete Pefadiz highlighted George's transformation as a songwriter, calling it a startling coming of age. His contributions to the White Album were seen as a testament to his creative brilliance, with several critics considering the track one of the Beatles' finest. In 2018, Jacob Stolworthy of The Independent also praised the song, describing it as hands down one of the Beatles' greatest, and a true showcase of Harrison's genius. Reflecting on George's role within the Beatles, Paul McCartney later admitted that he and John dominated the songwriting process almost without meaning to. He acknowledged that George had likely struggled to carve out his own space in the creative process, given that McCartney and Lennon were the driving forces behind the band's output. This dynamic, however, only further solidified George Harrison's quiet but significant contribution to the legendary group's music.